Hi, Lasse.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me today.
Certainly.
How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. It's not as hot as it usually is here in this penthouse studio that we have in Helsinki. The summer was really, really awful at some days, but I'm not complaining.
Well, I'm glad that you don't have to sweat during this interview. And I hear you, you just before we started, you told me you've been doing some music today.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me a little about what you've been doing today and what does that have to do with what you are doing generally?
Yeah. Well, today we were doing, me and my colleague Henna Helasvuo were doing some piano tracks and drum machine tracks for a British band. They're doing this acoustic electronic EP that they wanted some of our input for, and they knew us from a remix that we did for them earlier this year, and the remix did very well. It made into this collection CD by this British radio station. Yeah, somebody actually prints CDs these days even.
Yes,
it's not all digital.
My husband buys them even.
Oh, that's nice. I do too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they wanted to keep on working with us, and that's what we did today.
Yeah, great. So we is in this case Pihkasound, am I correct?
Pihkasound, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's your company.
That's the company, yeah.
Okay, because you're a very versatile person, and we're going to go into that a little bit. So Pihkasound is your company where you're doing sounds, doing music for different purposes, but then you have a band as well. Pihka is my name.
Pihka is my
Can
name.
you tell me a little about? Tell me a little bit about Pihka is my name.
Yeah, Pihka is my name is our band. It actually started already in 2013, kind of. It started with a different name. We used to be like a more traditional pop rock band with guitars and drums and stuff like that. But then like we made 3 records with that band. And we actually even played in this Eurovision, like UMK. It's the Finnish national pre-selection for Eurovision Song Contest. Yeah. And we took part in that in 2015. And we played in TV and got some gigs and got some nice radio play through that. So we really got it rolling quite well then. But in around 2017, after our 3rd record, we gravitated towards like more like electronic music, like analog electronic music, like stuff done with this sort of modular synths, and still using a guitar though. And so we decided to keep on doing music together with Henna, but with just the 2 of us, because it just felt like the right thing to do. So we changed the band's name to Pihka is my name, and decided to sort of like we wanted the music to not be so much about us, but more about the music and the visuals, and like we came up with this imaginary friend who called Pihka, who is adventuring in our music videos, and we wanted her to be like the front figure of the band, and we wanted us to be a little bit in the background, to keep focus on the music and to do stuff a bit differently. It's not like the easiest thing to do popularity wise, but you just need to do the sort of music that you feel like you need to do, you know.
Yeah, I think that's very important, not to compromise that. Have you had any situations in your career where you have compromised that?
Yeah, sort of. The first record of the band that I was just talking about, the band before Pihka is my name, the first record in 2013, was made so that I booked a studio and I booked a professional to help me with the sounds and with the guitar playing and to record my vocals and stuff, because I couldn't do that myself then. Like I had a strong vision in my head, but I didn't have the means to turn it into a recording. And that's really expensive to book a studio. And like my music has never been the most popular music. So I'm not like making insane amounts of money with the music, but it does cost a lot to make that music. And it was a really difficult project because I had to compromise with the sound. Because when you book a studio for thousands of euros, you're going to be in the studio for 8 hours a day. And if what you're working on is not finished by the end of those 8 hours or by those couple of weeks, then tough luck, it's done. Like you don't have any more money to pay for the studio time or whatever. So it is a sort of a compromise record in that regard.
Okay, so you weren't able to finish it as you would have liked it.
Yeah, it sounds a bit plasticky to me. That's the word I would use. Like it was a little bit too polished sounding. Like I like it to be like grittier, and I like to like, now that I've learned to do stuff myself and I have my own studio, I really dig into the sound and see what the song actually needs. Like take out the stuff that the song doesn't need and like really work that. Like what is important.
So was this a push for you to get your own studio, to get your own devices so that you can just decide?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I started to very actively learn to produce music at that time.
Okay. Yeah. And Pihka is a really sympathetic figure, and I really recommend that everybody go and listen to your music on YouTube and Spotify and wherever you can find it. I actually found it myself after getting to know you a few weeks ago, and I really enjoy it. It's a very different way of doing stuff, and I really enjoy your videos and your lyrics and everything. Like it's just it's working.
Thank you.
Together.
Thank you.
And
I was happy to hear that. That's the most important thing in my life.
Yeah, and that's actually kind of the thing I wanted to talk to you about. You told me that's the most important thing in your life, but it's maybe not always easy to just focus on the most important thing in your life, because you're a versatile person. We all have lots of things going on. So I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about time management, dividing your time as someone who is having dreams and trying to make things happen and working in music. So, but first of all, let's start with the dream. What's your dream for Pihka is my name?
The dream for Pihka is my name is to like, we don't want to be the most popular band on the planet, but we do want to, whenever we want to, we would like to be able to book a tour, to have a booking agent. That's for one. We don't have one at the moment. To have a booking agent and to be able to book a tour in, say, German-speaking area, and like small clubs, 200, 300 people clubs, and always have them like full, like sell 200 tickets wherever we go. And that's 50% of the dream. The other 50% is to
the other 50%?
The other 50% is to get more of these synchronization deals, which means TV and movie music, because we've had some of that here in Finland. Like the main morning TV show in Finland called Ylen Aamu was scored by us. The title track was written by us, and also some other TV programs in Finland in Yle were composed by us. And we have a publishing agreement with a German company called Steam Music. So maybe through that we could get that. And this is what I always say, like within the next 5 years or so, one of our songs is going to be opening like a major HBO series or Netflix series, or that's when I can say that dream came true. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
That's great. So so is it Pihka is my name, or Pihkasound who is going to do this kind of sounds for shows? And
well, that's a good question, because it is exactly the same kind of music that we make with Pihka is my name that is right now on Finnish TV on those shows. It's basically just our music. So I guess it is Pihka is my name.
Okay.
Pihkasound is more like it's the company.
Okay, just behind.
It's like that's the like it's an official company, you know. It really exists with a VAT number and everything. So I guess and that's the studio as well. This is Pihkasound studio where I am now.
Yeah. So what's the most difficult thing about getting to this dream? What's kind of the thing that's on your way at the moment? If there is something, I don't know, maybe there is nothing on your way, but what if there is something, what would you say it is?
It is that money, like finances, that's always an issue. Like you need to pay your rent. We need to have this studio, and like I said, the music that we make is not the most popular music, and but it does take a lot of time to make this sort of music. So to monetize all of this and to have time to do all these things, it's sometimes an issue. Like right now it's not, because we have these grants at the moment. We have government grants, and for this fall, for this autumn, we have a grant from the city of Helsinki to pay for this rent and to write our music, basically. And that's an awesome situation. Like I couldn't hope for a better situation, but usually that's the problem. Like there is just not enough money in my bank to just use all my time for this activity.
Yeah, but before this interview, you actually told me that there was a time in your life where you were also dividing your time with many things, and many things were kind of robbing you of your focus on, and you were also kind of feeling compelled to take on everything. Can you tell me a little bit about that? What made the situation like that?
Yeah. Well, I have an education in theater, so at the time I was doing a lot of theater work as well. I was acting in like pretty big musicals and like in big theaters here in Finland. And I was also how do you say this in English? Having like amateur actor groups that I was like teaching, and that like basically like teaching work that I was doing. And back then it just seemed like I had to do all of that to pay rent, basically. And it's not that I wasn't enjoying that. It's just that like if you have like two careers, like I was getting good at doing theater. I was getting good at like acting in a musical, and I was really good at doing shows with my previous band, and was having a lot of those. And but still, it's really difficult to make a living in this business. So you end up saying yes to everything. It's really difficult to say no, because basically there isn't like a buffer. Like usually when you're an artist, at least for me, there isn't like a buffer of many months to afford rent, for instance.
Yeah.
You might have a buffer of 1 month, and if somebody calls you and asks you to be in this and this theater project in the next 6 months, then you know it's going to be a bit easier. But you also know that you have said yes to this and this and this, and then you have all this music in your head that you would have to have time to do.
Yeah.
And
so what happened? What happened to that time?
In 2014, I just decided, like, well, actually 2011, I suffered like a really bad burnout.
Okay.
Like it was like a complete, I remember the moment when it happened. Like I just had to call everyone that I'm not coming. Like, I had this teaching work at the time that I had just acquired. It was just like this one lesson that I had done, but then I just had to like call them that I'm not gonna come to work. That's it's just I was just too tired. I wasn't sleeping. Like there was this time that I didn't sleep for like 3 weeks, and that's insane. I was just like, really stupid. And then it lasted for like 3 months that I couldn't do anything, something like that, 2 or 3 months, and then very, very slowly got back into just doing too much until in 2014 I decided to just focus on one of these 2 careers. So instead of
music.
That was music. Yeah. And that was also like after that one record that I was talking about, that felt like a compromise.
Yeah.
I didn't want to compromise that. And but I just at the same time felt like I need to focus on this one thing that is really important in my life.
So what made it possible? How were you able to make this leap? And I think it required some courage from your side to just rely and trust on one thing. How did you do it?
Yeah, it was like a leap at the time. I just cut down a lot of my costs. I was like, I got this really cheap apartment at the time from the city of Helsinki, and that made it possible. And I didn't have a studio back then at the time, but I just I don't know. I just like I just did some gigs with the band and paid rent with that, and the issue of money keeps coming back when I talk about these things. It's always like that's a big stress, big reason for stress. Like obviously it is. You need I don't need a lot of money. I just need a little bit to be happy.
Yeah.
But it's a big issue. But I just decided to do that. I mean,
But what made it possible for you to decide? Because I really get it. I think that's a huge thing for so many people working in the arts, the money. And you were able to make some very radical changes in your lifestyle and in your budget, and just take practical steps. What kind of mindset made it possible? Or was it just the thought of like the dread of going back to the tiring lifestyle of several careers? What was the thing in your mind that made
the thing possible? In my mind was basically that switching between different roles is what causes a lot of stress within a single day.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was writing music during daytime, like I wake up, have coffee, then at about 11 a.m. start writing music, and did that for like 4 hours or something like that, and then have a little break, and then I would have to like concentrate on being like a drama instructor, or start learning my lines for this and that play. And especially being the drama instructor, I mean, I loved doing that at the time, and the people I was teaching, it was wonderful, but it's such a different role from like digging up stuff from your mind and your heart and turning it into sound with these things. It's like it's like a very introverted space to be in, and like I enjoy that a lot. But switching roles within a day, that was the thing that was really difficult for me.
Yeah, that's very difficult, especially when both of the roles are the kind where you really have to give yourself and like, put a lot of energy and thought into it, and feeling and whatever. So do you think this is very common thing that people do, that they kind of are clinging to two careers because they're afraid to kind of take the leap and concentrate?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely think so. I cannot understand how somebody can be like a teacher, an instructor in the daytime, and then in the evening write music, because I would be like, I've done that, and I'm just so tired, and so like the only thing that I could do after like 8 hours of teaching other people to do stuff, after 8 hours of that, I could only like lay in the couch or like study to become better at teaching those other people.
Yeah,
like continuing that, being a teacher, or I it would be really hard for me to switch. Like I can't understand how people switch their role into being a musician in their spare time from their other work. I just don't understand that.
Well, I think people are just different, but I don't think that it's common to cope well with that kind of switch. Especially if the other thing that you're doing after your day work is something you actually want to do, because it's another thing if it's just your relaxation to do music after teaching, even if you're doing it professionally. But if that's your really like where you would like to go to, then it's kind of really rubbing your energy, I think. But you've gotten quite far from that. I mean, now you are concentrating on music all day, every day. What would you say to someone who is in a similar situation like you were back then with two careers?
You would have to make the choice. Like it's great if you're just doing music for enjoyment, or painting for enjoyment, and not wanting to do it like professionally. And I mean, but then you can only be like a really good amateur at it if it's not your day job, making music, I mean. And that's okay. Like if you enjoy that, it's great. But if you really want to make a career out of music and really get deep into it, and then you just have to do a lot of that and really dig into that. Like and if you want to do that, then why wouldn't you do that? Like you're gonna be dead in 30 years and then you just didn't do that. You might be dead like in 2 years time, then
who knows?
Exactly, who knows? And that, well, then it won't be bad, because then you're just dead and nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't mind it then. But
Yeah.
why not just make this life count? And why
Yeah.
not do that?
But it probably means just giving things up, making hard decisions, cutting down on some things, like really minimizing the other things. And like you did, like you cut down on your expenses. You, like, maybe not everybody is able to do that, but there is certainly, I think, always something you can cut down from, like from your life.
Certainly, yeah. It's easy for me to say because I don't have family, like I don't have kids, and like it's a choice. Like I want to give my life to this thing. Like it's okay if kids happen. I don't. Then I would just go with that. I suppose, but at the moment I just really want to focus on this, and I understand it will be more difficult to make this sort of a leap if you have like other dependents.
Yes.
Somebody depending on you making a living for them, it's going to be more difficult.
Yes.
But still you should look into, like, are you happy? Like it's not just about providing, like life can't be just about providing solutions and money and food for people. It must be about like it must be about creating like positive things, and that's what art is for.
I actually agree with you. Be it then art or whatever, I'm coaching, or who is doing what, as long as it's something that they really want to bring to this world. And it's also, I think, about it as a very important thing for the family and for the children as well, just to kind of, at least I am doing what I'm doing with my coachings. It's my passion, it's my dream. I'm doing it for my children to show that I am making something out of my life. I am happy doing the work I do. I don't want to give them an example of a miserable mother working her ass off doing something she hates. Like, it's an example for them that they can create something, what they want, if they feel strongly about something. And it's not robbing something from them, it's giving them. But of course, with family, you have other financial obligations, but there are then some maybe other solutions that you can find for the situation if you're struggling with like between two careers. But you told me that you actually, what you told me about the situation back then and what you told me in the beginning, like, okay, you're doing music now, but you're again a bit struggling with finding the time to really concentrate on what you actually want to do. So I was kind of thinking, do you mind if we did a sort of a mini coaching on that subject right here and right now?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm interested. Never had a coaching like that, so it's gonna be interesting.
So I will keep it short so that people can follow. And but if it gets if it's too short for you, then I will coach it until the end after this. So I won't leave you hanging
cool.
with unfinished coaching, but just kind of to demonstrate how I work, and also what kind of questions people can maybe pose themselves if they are in a similar situation with time management and dividing time for the things you actually like to do.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that the money, the topic of money keeps coming up for you. And that's a huge thing, and affects your time management even now. If you imagine that this thing would be solved, just in your imagination, go to the moment where this question of the relationship with money and time, between money and time, like you have enough of both and you can concentrate on what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it look like? How does a typical day of work for you look like in that situation?
It would be not waking up too early, like not waking up 2 o'clock. I'm not saying I need to sleep in, but waking up when I feel like waking up. And it would then it would be like over breakfast listening to new records that other people made and enjoying them, learning from them. Then go into the studio, work on my songs, our songs, for 4 hours. Then there would be a break of about 4 hours, and then during the break it would be like podcasts, listening to more music, going to the gym, depending on the day, and then in the evening it would be another 4 hours of writing music, and then sleep.
Okay. So that sounds like a wonderful day. Sounds really great. Well, what aren't you doing? What are you not doing? What you're doing now?
I'm not doing the afternoon chill out thing, and the part where I listened to podcasts and went to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes.
So you're not doing that now.
I'm not doing that now.
Okay.
I am.
But what I meant actually, what in this scenario where this whole thing is like you want it to be, what are you not doing in that scenario? Some of the things that you are doing now, what isn't in this scenario?
Yeah, some of the things that I'm doing now. It's too much time spent on email, too much time spent on running the company. I mean, the monthly tax reports, VAT reports, and stuff like that. And then I actually made a list. It's a really, really good question and I do have a list
of
I wanted to make a list, but I just can't find it right now. Where is it? Well, I can't find it right now, so I guess I'm just gonna have to remember that. Well, the email part takes a lot of time, like contacting people and collaborators, like getting gig opportunities. Like this is something that I would like to give to somebody else, to have a booking agent that we don't have at the moment. This would be great. Have a label that I wouldn't have to, like put stuff on Spotify, like towards Spotify, and writing the pitches. And also thing that you hear so much about when networking and getting advice with your career is that you should be so active on social media and learn about different platforms of social media. And I am doing that because I want more audience for the music, because I feel like it could have more audience, and it hasn't had a proper chance at a huge chunk of possible audience. Then I am having to learn about different social media platforms and posting to them, like YouTube. I like doing YouTube, but not so much. Like not so. I would prefer to write music than to making YouTube content. But all of that, like writing descriptions for the social media videos and making the social media videos, and all of that.
So administration, sales, social media content creation, and administration of the social media content. So that are things that you are not doing in this scenario.
I wouldn't be doing that.
Oh, okay. So I assume that somebody else is taking care of those things for you.
No. I think I
In this scenario,
because we need to. We sort of need to do all that. We are splitting those tasks between me and Henna.
Yeah. But in this future dream scenario, there is someone else doing these things for you.
Yeah. In the future dream scenario, I mean, obviously, we need to like take those silly pictures of ourselves into social media and stuff like that. It like being an artist this day requires you to be on social media. I wouldn't be on social media if I wasn't an artist. Like I would just like definitely like I would be watching YouTube videos maybe by other people. I enjoy that, but and podcasts. I wouldn't be posting on Instagram. I like or TikTok or Facebook or I just dislike that world.
Okay. Yeah. It's something that you just have to do, and we all know who are active on social media. It takes a lot of time to do good content. So
it doesn't make any sense to make bad content. Content that is like too pushy or not pushy enough or like bad looking, and it has to be like really good looking with a good camera and
But I'm curious, what has happened between today and between this dream scenario where everything is like you want it to be? What has happened so that it can be like that? What have you done?
The music has gotten that much better that it connects with the audience a bit better. And we have gotten some other people in the project. Like we need, like I said, a booking agent. We need a label.
Okay.
Like our previous EP was released through a label, and that was nice. And we need somebody to do the graphics. We need somebody to do the what is that like the public relations. Like we have paid for that. It's basically like we are doing all of this, but just like needs to be done better and needs to like work more in a set and forget type of way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mean like you are doing the outsourcing already somewhat, or that you are yourself doing all of this already?
It still takes, we are outsourcing some of it, especially the public relations, like the sending out press releases and stuff. We're always paying somebody to do that. But
what needs to happen that you can outsource it even more or even more efficiently so that it works kind of with minimum energy from your side?
I guess that it comes down to getting the numbers to look better, because people look at the numbers a lot. Like we need to get the social media numbers up. We need to get the Spotify listener numbers up.
Okay.
YouTube is doing quite well for an indie band like us. Like it's okay. But there's the thing that like if I'm contacting a label with our new EP, for instance, who would be a huge help for us if we would get a proper label. The label are looking at our previous Spotify numbers and Instagram numbers. And those are still not looking good enough. It has to do with us not making good enough content for the socials, and it has got to do with us writing music that connects better.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Well,
like
so the music needs to get better, but that I assume you are kind of on that way, getting
yes, we
better
are on
every
that way.
day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
of course it's bound to happen if you do it every day. But on the social media side, what do you need? Like, do you have the strategy already on how to make it better and the numbers better, or do you need someone there to help you with that?
I guess we need someone there to help us with that, and we are studying that a lot, and we are posting a lot. Like we are posting more than once in a week.
Yeah.
Like at least a week we are doing a YouTube, like some content to YouTube, and they are like synth jams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we are posting to Instagram like maybe once in 2 days or something like that.
Okay.
But it's just not connecting.
Okay.
Like there is something there about the postings that is not I don't want to say good enough, but it's not like suitable enough.
I see what
platform.
you mean. I see what you mean. So am I right in saying you need someone who really has expertise on the platform?
Yeah. And somebody to like really look at what we are doing.
Yeah.
And really look at what could be like the advice that I get is like, you need to talk more about your own life, like besides music. Like what is your hobby? Like what do you like when you go to buy milk? Then what kind of milk do you like? I buy vegan milk. I should post about that, but it just doesn't feel like I don't want to post about that.
It needs to connect somehow with what you're doing. I think for you, I assume this was a bit of a question as well.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the moment, the dream scenario. Everything is fine. You are living your dream everyday life. You are doing the things you want to do. You have the time. There is money enough. What could you do to make it worse again?
In that dream scenario, to go back to the
what would you have to do?
I would have to once again say yes to everything. It sort of happened with COVID. Like I was in this dream scenario. I sort of was like in the beginning of like 2020. Like it was good. Like I had this. I didn't have the grant yet then, but somehow there was enough money generated from making music, and then COVID happened, and everything was cancelled. Like like for all of us, everything was cancelled, and I actually started to take like this. I started saying yes to like I don't want to be too like, because I enjoy the stuff that I do, like for studio clients and for like I am in this like running tech for this theater. That was supposed to happen last February when there was like another wave of COVID and nothing was happening. And I didn't have anything then. So I just figured, well, why not just do these like this string of like 10 shows running tech for theater. And then it was postponed. And now I have all this music making stuff, and now the theater thing is happening. So I've sort of like ruined it now. So the answer to your question is I could ruin the dream scenario in the future by doing like
by just starting to like, oh, this is too nice. I'm just too relaxed. I'm enjoying doing the things I love. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I should take a theater project on.
I took that, but it was also a little bit about money once again, because with everything being cancelled by COVID, and this is also a usual situation for everyone. at least here in Finland, I guess in Germany as well, and everywhere. Like there's like everything that was postponed because of COVID is making us really, really busy right now.
Yes. Yes,
I think it's the same for you.
Yeah, everything is happening at the same time now. Yeah. Okay, but that's a really great kind of thing to remember, that okay, I had this once. Because okay, maybe you ruin it a little bit, but now you can remember it and not ruin it again. But you actually were able to be in a situation where you had generated enough money for you to live like that, even if everything else was cancelled.
Yeah. The thing is also that could ruin that is not trusting the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I don't want to be rich. I just want to have like a buffer of maybe just a little bit more than 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have that now with the COVID and with the grants that happened that we got.
Yeah.
There was like COVID specific grants that we got, and it's been really good now, and I have the buffer now. But I don't always have it, and there will be times when we don't have the sync deals and our music on TV and stuff like that, and then it's going to be really difficult to trust that in 2 months there will be. It has.
What's your have you had moments like during this time when you have concentrated on just music? Have you had times when you suddenly really didn't have money?
Yeah, it was in the beginning of that was when I made the leap in 2014. I really didn't have money at the time.
But
I was
after
just
the leap, have you like, can you remember a time when you just ran out of money and nothing came?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can remember that a few times when I've been at the grocery store counting pennies.
Okay.
And about whether I can afford buying this finer style of bread or something.
Something came, or did you make something happen that you got over this situation?
I've been having to borrow money. I don't owe anyone anymore, but I have been having to borrow money on. I've had this happen like 3 times in my life where I just didn't have any money.
Okay.
And
I guess only 3 times, and you got over it. You were able to develop some strategies, and you said that with this buffer, if you just would be able to generate this buffer for you as good as you can, then you would be able to trust. So I think these are very good kind of strengths that you have, and kind of resources that you have in you, this knowledge and this just experiences that you have that can build your trust in the future as well. So what this is my last question for this mini coaching. What can you do this week? What small steps can you take already this week in order to take you closer to this dream scenario?
That's a really good question. I enjoy that question. It's like a relief. Little things. And it does make me think. Well, nothing else comes to my mind other than concentrating on writing music. I mean, just taking, like, for example, tonight. That's like I'm gonna switch that thing on, and then I'm just gonna come up with some sort of an arpeggiated pattern and work on that.
Yeah.
But nothing else comes to my mind.
But
at the
that's good.
moment,
I
at least.
mean,
Yeah.
it's like it shows you are on the way. Like tonight, you have the time, you have the money, you have the resources to concentrate on the music. And I think the more you start to see how this dream scenario is already unfolding in your life, it will make you stronger in that, and it will kind of take you towards the scenario where you really are in the situation where you can live that dream everyday life.
Yeah.
So
I
I think I'll end the mini coaching here, but as I said, if there is something we weren't able to cover during this short time, I will be happy to go over it with you later, after this interview. But I think we'll have to come to the end of this interview. Unfortunately, I feel like I could talk to you like for 2 hours, 3 hours straight about these things. But just to the end, what when we speak about time management as someone who is doing arts and building a career in the arts, well, building, you are already very experienced, but we are all building some kind of
definitely building. It's an endless slow build.
Creating. So time management wise, what is your biggest learning, and what would be a kind of a good advice that you could give for someone who is in a similar situation or doing a similar kind of career?
Yeah. Well, for me, it has been, well, actually 2 things. And the first one is sort of obvious, that you should like really properly, deeply learn what you actually want to do by trying it out, like taking the leap and trying it out. Like if you want to make music, then you should just if you really, really want to, like, you can't know until you have actually taken the leap. It's not possible to know. And then you can just come back if it wasn't for you. If you can't take the stress of not having the 6 months buffer of, or if you can't take the pressure of whether you will be able to write that next song or not. Like, that has never been an issue for me, but I know that for some of my artist friends, that's a big deal to deal with the pressure of, whether they're going to write the next good song or not. That's a big thing. But that was never a problem for me. I know I'm going to be writing. I didn't have the block, like, basically ever. That's one thing that I'm happy about.
That's great.
That's like one thing. Properly try it out. And the second thing that I've learned is to know how you work inside a single day. The way I like the timetable for a single day, I actually went through it on this video previously. For me, this sort of like that's what I took from professional theater. It really works for me to have like a two day that is in 2 parts. Like in professional theaters, they work from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then they have a break of 4 hours, and then in the evening they work from 6 to 10 p.m. That's a very socially wise, it's a really difficult schedule in your life. But I think that this in music making, it works really well for me. I'm just like a little, like 1 hour late from that. Like the dream hours for me are to work from 11 to 15 and from 19 to 23. Like that's my dream hours of working. I'm always talking about the afternoon depression. Like I can't get anything done at 4 p.m. Like it's just impossible. I can just like lay on the studio couch and listen to a podcast, or just go home, watch a movie or something. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't work then. Doesn't like it was a really important thing for me to say these things to Henna, my colleague at the studio, because now we know that Lasse has this afternoon depression. Don't make him do anything.
Yeah.
Time.
So kind of get to know your biorhythms, like when you have the energy, when you don't have the energy, and kind of make this rhythm for your day, and get to know what you really want. Try it out fully. Give yourself fully to what you really want, and then you can always take it back if that's not for you. Yeah. Did I sum it up correctly?
Yes, I think so. And just about the daily routine is to, like, one more point is to really trust that.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't get anything done, it's really difficult to trust that you are going to get stuff done in the evening.
Yes.
Like, you're not you're not getting stuff done at 5 p.m., but it's really difficult to trust that stuff will happen at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
It always does, but I don't trust it.
Trust the process. Yes. I mean, it's about boundaries as well. Like, this is my time of listening to podcasts. Don't require anything from me, because if we try to push when it's not time to push for us, then it's just going to fail. Like,
it's going to make us grumpy. It's going to make us bad towards one another.
Yes. And the quality of our work will not be optimal.
You have to do it again at later hour anyway. But otherwise, I think that sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, that's really good advice. And it seems like you've really kind of worked these things through and done a lot of self-reflection on that, and just basically learned how you function. And I think it's a very good advice that everybody do that. Thank you very much that you agreed to talk with me about these things.
Always fun.
And maybe we'll have another interview about another subject at some point, because I really enjoyed talking to you, and I feel like I would have 1,000 more subjects to talk about with you. So
sounds like fun. I mean, it's a learning experience. Always good to learn stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, thank you so much, and I wish Pihka is my name and Pihkasounds all the best in the world, and I wish that all your dreams come true and all your plans come true, and everything like that.
Thank you. Nicely said.
Okay, so thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.